Live from Philadelphia, this is Good Day.
Okay, efforts to curb violence in our city, well, it continues. This time, Councilman Kenyatta Johnson and 17th District Police Captain Anthony Washington are here leading the charge.
Yeah, right now, the number of murders in our city is about 250.
Yeah.
Big problem is always the guns. So thank you for joining us, gentlemen. We appreciate it.
What is the idea?
Well, we want to be going out to the community, establishing a partnership with the South Philadelphia Police Department, particularly the 17th Police District, and the community so we can get information to get guns off the street.
You're going to actually go door to door, knock on doors and say,
yes, ma'am.
If you give us information about guns, what's going to happen if people give good information about where weapons are?
Well, if they give information, they'll receive U.S. currency of $500 as a reward for that. And hopefully that information leads to the successful prosecution of the criminals out there committing these crimes.
So remind us of the 17th District. What part of town is that? It's Point Breeze?
It's Point Breeze part of town in South Philadelphia.
South Philly. So we may have, if we live in South Philly, Point Breeze, a police officer come to the door?
Yeah, we're going door to door, and we were just out in the community earlier this week, and so tonight we're going to go back out to the community, go door to door, talk to the residents. There has been some shootings in the neighborhood.
Right.
Let them know that we're going to be visible. People who carry guns and people who create havoc in the community will not be tolerated. And part of that effort is going to be going door to door, working a partnership with the community to get information to get those who carry guns off the street.
So, Captain, like Karen was saying, the door will open. You will say, do you know of anybody in the neighborhood or whatever that has an illegal gun?
Yes, well, one of the things is through the help and the cooperation of the mayor's office, of course, and Police Commissioner Ramsey's plan with police service areas, our PSA plans. We regularly have meetings with the community members every month. And also we have people on foot beats out there in the area that get to know the community, that talk to the people in the community, along with officers that have been there for several years. And with that, we're able not only to maybe pull them to the side, but try to get information, whether it's anonymously or with them willingly coming forward and doing that. And as the councilman just mentioned, we've been working with the community in his office for several years now. And it's been very productive so far. When people do come forth, we do get successful prosecutions of defendants.
Well, we've seen they've certainly put out a lot of rewards right now for murders in our city. It's $10,000 for any information that leads to an arrest and conviction in a murder. I think this is a great idea to do this with this guns. It's just putting our money where our mouth is and what we think is important, getting these guns off the streets.
That's correct. Yes. We're going to also be doing, on the policy side, we're going to introduce legislation to host hearings. So we can look at the city's comprehensive strategy to address the issue of youth gun violence. And so it's an issue that I'm passionate about, and also it goes toward improving the quality of life in the neighborhood in which I live in.
People don't like to, well, snitch on each other. You know, that it's kind of a problem.
Yes.
Does money talk? Is that what normally helps?
Money does help, but another thing that we're using is using our mobile using our website, phillypolice.com. We're also giving avenues in which they can give this information anonymously, such as email, such as using text messaging, also calling on the telephone. And what that allows them to do is give good information to help us without putting themselves in harm's way.
Yeah, no one sees you go down to the precinct. You can just text it in or tweet it. If people want to give information about where they know an illegal weapon is right now, where do they go? Who do they call? Is there a special tip line or anything set up?
It's a special tip line, definitely. It's 215-686-TIPS. They also can email it, too, to tips@phillypolice.com.
Okay, we have that on myfoxphilly.com. All that information will link you up right to the police department. Any other cities you know about doing this with the same idea?
I believe this is something that's practiced in other cities. I can't say off the top of my head which cities, but it's something that definitely...
successfully, apparently.
Oh, yes, because, I mean, I think one of the more important things we need to recognize, without the community's involvement and help, we can't do so much as being police officers. So we definitely need their help, and it definitely improves their quality of life, as the councilman just mentioned.
Well, if you need our help in any way, besides, getting the word out, just let us know.
Okay.
Well, we had talked about it in another segment that we had about 18,000 shootings over the last 10 years. And the children are growing up hearing gunfire every single night and having to pass crime scene tape. And, the majority of our murders, I would imagine, are certainly committed with guns.
Yes. Well, we want to work, as a legislator, I want to work to make sure that we give young people a choice. So rather, you have an opportunity to pick a job and not a gun, education and not a gun, peace and not guns. And so we're going to take a holistic perspective, but working with our law enforcement official, the captain from the 17th Police District, our first priority is to make sure those who live in the neighborhood in which we represent are safe.
That's for sure. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
You know.